Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Why do I always say that? Because then maybe it's just the way that I'm trying to figure out what day of the week it is. Anyways, happy day, everybody. I hope that you're all having a good day. And hopefully my teenagers will be quiet downstairs while they're playing video games while I'm doing today's session. I thought today I would tackle the task of talking about what to do if you're having a bad day. Because homeschooling, if you were to take kind of the general visible view of homeschooling, you might look on blogs and you might look on Instagram and you might look on Facebook and you might see people in the homeschool community sharing beautiful, wonderful pictures of their day and doing fun, exciting things with their kids and these cute little craft projects and people talking about everything that they've accomplished in their day. And you might be thinking, oh man, that's nothing like what it's like for me. It is a struggle every day. So I thought today I would talk a little bit about what to do if you're having a bad day. And I actually have this in my book. It's a whole chapter about good days and bad days. The truth is, you are not alone if you have a bad day. Nothing is going to be absolutely perfect. The image that you see from people online is just that. It's just an image. It's just one moment, one section, one paused still frame of a day. It's not the whole day. It's not their whole experience. Almost every homeschooler that you know will be able to tell you that there are going to be hard days. There's going to be bad days. And just like there are in parenting. Okay? Because let's face it, not every day in a parenting world is perfect either. Kids, unfortunately, because they've got their own independent personalities. Darn it. Anyways, because they have their own independent personalities and their own opinions about things, it doesn't always go according to the plan. So, I'm just going to read a little blurb from the book. In an ideal world, everything just clicks together. School gets done without any arguing or complaining. You've enjoyed the day with your kids, learning and playing together. The chores are all checked off the list, so your house feels organized and clean. Supper's ready, the kids are playing nicely, and it feels wonderful. Just like everything you hoped it would be. Other days you collapse into bed feeling like you spent the whole day being a punching bag. Kids have fought with each other all day long. School ended up being more of a battle than learning, and you question your sanity about whether one page of math should have taken up that much of a fight. You give up on supper plans and let the kids eat cereal while you try to keep your tears hidden from the kids, defeated and exhausted. You wonder if the list of reasons that you made at the beginning, the why, is strong enough to keep you on this path. Reality is that most days fall somewhere in between, a mix of wonderful and chaos. So if you're finding that, you have a day where it becomes madness and mayhem and the kids aren't cooperating and nothing is working and you've been fighting over spelling or fighting over math or projects aren't getting done and kids are being mouthy and everything is kind of falling apart, I want to give you one piece of advice. Stop. Just stop. Take a break. It is okay to take breaks if it means that you are fine. So what you can do, if it's a bad day and nothing is working and you're both bad tempered and everything is starting to blow up, take a break and change everything. Close the books. It's not worth the struggle. It's not worth the struggle. What you can do that day is something completely different. So if you're studying math and math is fighting and your kid is fighting and it's been hours or maybe just longer than you would like it to be, and you guys are getting frustrated, close the math book, do something different. Here's some ideas of what you can do instead. One, you can do a read aloud. So you know what, guys, let's just drop in. Come sit on the couch with me. Let's read a book together. Or let's watch a documentary together. What do you guys want to watch? Or let's play a video game together. It's really, really important when you're homeschooling to focus on relationship. The relationships with your children are lifetime. They can learn anything, anytime, but the relationship piece must be there and it must remain intact because you have a child for life. Math can be learnt later. Okay? My most important thing that I want to get through is relationship is the most important part. So you can do something completely different. Close the book. Let's read together. Let's watch a documentary together. Let's make something. Craft time often becomes a really great way to pull yourselves out of a bad day. So bake cookies or bake muffins or do an art project together. Pull out the paints and be willing to let things get messy. Go outside. Go for a walk. If it's winter, grab outside and have a snowball fight or make a fort. Something fun to do. Just reset your day and start again tomorrow. Okay, now sometimes you may go through a season where it is a bad day more than it is a good day. And what you need to do at that point, if you're noticing a trend that every single day is a bad day, it's time to pause. Put a complete stop sign right there, and you need to evaluate what's going on. Why is every day a bad day? Is it that your expectations of the work that needs to be done are too high? Is it that your child can't work at the level that the program is at? Maybe it needs some adapting. Maybe they need an easier level. Maybe they need a different approach. Maybe the curriculum isn't a right fit for you guys. So you can take some time and evaluate. If it's not working, there's got to be a reason why. Okay, so sometimes it's worth doing that, trying something different. You can also really talk to your child. Children are insanely insightful. And if you do it when you're not in the moment of stress and you're not in the moment of chaos and you're not in the moment of fighting about doing the work, if you have an open conversation about it in a peaceful time, like, hey, I've been noticing we've been having a lot of trouble with math lately. What do you think's going on? What's going on? Like, can you explain to me what the struggle is? Kids can be insanely insightful and really helpful for you to understand. So for example, we've done this in the past where I've tried to do things with my kids and they didn't get it and they hated it. And it was like, oh, I don't want to. And it was a struggle all the time. Well, I discovered that because it was my style of learning, I love to read and I love to do that. It wasn't good for my kids. So they would say, I don't remember anything that we learned anyways. So it's not working out. We discovered that, okay, they do better when they do visual learning. So if we can do video or we can do, those horrible histories or something like that, something engaging and fun, it was different. They needed something different than what I was able to offer. So a great thing to do if things are falling apart is to take a step back, do an overview look, talk to your kids about what the problem is, see if they have any insights, and look for different resources. Bring in something completely different, shake things up. Maybe just the monotony of doing the same thing all the time can cause some trouble. So what you can do is you can go and look for something completely different. Surprise your kid. They love it. If you randomly throw, if you never ever do hands-on activities, like that's not your thing, you never do it, and they're having a rough time and you throw in a hands-on activity, the kids are caught off guard and they will suddenly do it. And they might be totally surprised by it because it's not the same thing that they're expecting, and changing things up can really help keep them engaged in an area that's been struggling for you, okay? You can also just take a break. Sometimes you just need a break. If you haven't taken the time to deschool, which is about the break from educational mindset change, where school doesn't have to look a specific way, sometimes it's a good idea. If you've been trying to follow a traditional school model and things are not working, I'm going to tell you 1 second right here, I'm going to pause. There's a very good chance that if this is your first year of school and you're trying to do school at home and you're chunking away, you're probably at one point going to hit a wall. Okay, it could be on day one, it could be 3 weeks from now, it could be 3 months from now. You're probably going to find that you hit a wall and it's going to be a rough period. I just want to give you a heads up for that, okay, because it's a good possibility that's going to happen. But if you are doing school and things are struggling, it's okay to take a break. That break can be anywhere from a day or two to a week or two to a month or two, or heck, and I don't want to scare you, it could be a year or two. As long as you remember relationship first and just taking some time to learn your child and understand a little bit more about it. And then comes the question about what if homeschooling isn't working at all? What if everything you're doing, whether you're trying or not, you and your kids are always fighting? And trust me, it can happen. And it's terrible because I have had periods in our time where I thought, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I can't constantly be fighting with my kids. And that's where I had to step back and I had to take a real good look at how we homeschooled and how we were doing things, because obviously it wasn't working. I was failing miserably at it and it wasn't good for my kids. And I don't want my kids to grow up hating me because I was forcing them to learn the way that I wanted them to learn. It's more important to me that I have an open, loving relationship with my children. And if that means that sending them to school is the best decision for that, send the kids to school. You are not going to destroy them for life because you sent them to school, but you may destroy them for life if you damage your relationship completely. That was blunt, that was hard, but it's the truth. Relationship first. Please, please, please put your children relationship first. Okay, if you are having a very hard time, remember that it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to change things up. It's okay to go outside and get some fresh air, and it's okay to find solutions that are different or that will change things for your family. Okay? I hope that we don't have that in your house. I hope that this year's homeschooling will be an amazing experience for you and you don't butt heads with your kids. That would be amazing for all of us. But the reality is, when you have personalities at home and you have one trying to do things and one who's trying to learn things, it can often lead to conflict. Sometimes they're just small little conflicts that can be easily solved by stopping for the day and taking a break. But sometimes they are major conflicts and you need to take a break that's longer or find a completely different solution for your family. If you have any comments, any questions, any thoughts, feel free to leave comments here. I'll be happy to chat about with you. I want you to know that it's okay. It's okay to have bad days. Be prepared, they're going to happen. Load up on the chocolate somewhere, find a safe space to hide it. Remember that your kids might need chocolate too. Just keep it hidden so they can't find it on the good days. And I want to encourage you that the good days are going to happen. There's going to be days when you absolutely see the light in their eyes go bing, and they learn and they understand, and all of a sudden everything that you've been struggling with absolutely is worth it. It's absolutely worth it. So once again, my advice, work on your relationships no matter what you're up to. Okay? Talk to you guys tomorrow.